Hello again, and welcome to Double G Sports Replays. We are continuing day 2 of the 2020 Master Tournament at Augusta. In the tournament right now, we have Tony Finau with a 6-stroke lead, or 6 under with a 2-stroke lead over Fitzpatrick and Morikawa. Looks like the potential cutoff line is at a +3. I use the 2021 Ryder Cup card, so I don't have every card in that season. I'm just playing with the Ryder Cup, which gives you basically the top 20 or 30 that are in top 24 in the world. So this is our leaderboard. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to play 2 holes. We're going to play a hole number 9, which is a par 4 with our leader, Tony Finau, who's 6 under. He's teamed up with Shane Lowry, who is at a +5 in the tournament. And then we'll go and also play hole 8, which will have Xander Schauffele, who is 3 under in the tournament. And we'll also have, he'll be teamed up with Casey, who is at a big 9 over. So we'll play these 2 holes. All right, and since Finau had the birdie on the last hole, he gets honors to tee off here on hole number 9. There is a crosswind, which will add 5 to the right. Hopefully I remember. I have a hard time remembering to do those sometimes. And so he does have one. Tony Finau has 1 momentum shot left. So he can, with the birdie from the last hole, carry over, and he can get use his number 3 drive. He cannot aim at all. It's pretty much go straight up the fairway. So let's see if he does a 3 with his driver. That's going to go 270. And we're going to have to start looking at 270. It will go left 15, 5, 10, 15. And then it would have a roll of 30. Plus another 20 is 50, plus we're playing hard, so he's going to have 70 yards of roll. That's going to put him in those trees. So I don't think we're going to use the momentum for him. I think what we're going to do, though, is, see, it'd be different if he could actually aim. We could put him over here to aim, couple to the right, and he'd be okay with the momentum. You have to use your number straight up as is and with no adjustments. You get the benefit of having a good shot. You don't get the benefit of being able to aim. So I think for him, what we're going to do is he could hit his 3-wood 235, which gets him about here. What about his 3-wood? His 3-wood will go 255, put him about here, and that's about the widest spot of the fairway. So I think what we'll do, he tends to be a 50-50 shot either way. And if we're going here, there's 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 10. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use a 3-wood for Tony. And we are going to aim right 10 yards. That way we're kind of splitting the trouble in half. He can go 25 yards either way and still turn out to be okay. So we roll, we get a 14, which is a 21, and a 21 on his 3-wood is 255. We'll be right there. But that baby's gonna go left 45, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Let's rejudge that. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. He's in that rough. He gets a roll of 25. Plus, he gets a roll of another 20 is 45. And we're playing hard for another 20. That's 65. He's in the rough. Cut it in half. And so we're going to say he gets a roll of 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he is in about the worst spot he could be. So he is 285, and he is left 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. What a horrible spot for our tournament leader to be in. Okay, Lowry was par the last time up. And I think we're going to, he's a 5, which would be about 245. We're going to let him hit his 3-wood and see what he can do with that. A 34 is a 23. And that's going to be 260. But he's going left 45. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's in that same line. He gets a roll of 30 plus 20 plus 20 is 70. So he's going to get 35 on his roll. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and he is stuck pretty much side by side with Tony Finau. This, trying to get to this hole, would be the definition of being stymied. So let's start with Finau first. He is definitely stymied. He's more than 2 holes in, trying to go that direction. So first off, let's check his lie. That's 61, and he has no scrambling. Means he can play either way, aggressive or safe. He's the tournament leader. I think he's going to play it safe. It's best to just take your medicine and get her out into play. So we said he was left 35. Let's aim right about here. Let's aim 45 and just try to get back in the fairway. He's going to punch out and a roll of 63 on a safe. He went an extra 5 yards. So he's going to be in there. He's going to be right here. 285, right, 15. We'll just take our medicine. Now Lowry is 5 over. Looks like the cutoff line is potentially at a 3 over. He's gonna probably try. Well, first we need to see what's his lie like. A 46 says we can play safe or aggressive. He does not have any scrambling ability, and he's going to give her a try. He needs to make up a stroke. He's going to try to be a hero. So he's going to play aggressive. And so if we figure him back, he's going to be 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. We've got an angle of about 3, so 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3 here, 1, 2, 3 there, 1, 2, 3 there. He's about right here to put him in line with that, with this dog leg. So that means he is 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, because we're going for pin 6. The most he can use is a 7-iron. And his 7-iron in the rough with a 4 on his irons is going to go about 165. You'll get a 5-roll 70. That's pretty close to where he needs to be honest. So, and he might hit some trouble, so he's going to try to make a shot with his 7-iron. And so what we get. Ooh, 66. He's going to be lucky. That's a 3. That's going to be 165, 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 55, 60. And I said that was a 65. But what happens coming out of that tree? You gotta remember that. A 34. He catches the tree and he loses 50 yards. So let's bring him back. 25, 50. So he hit a tree coming out of those trees, knocked 50 yards off. So he went 115 yards. Still, at least he's out of that mess. He's going to go right 10, 5, 10. And he gets a roll of 5. Plus, it's hard, so he gets another 20 on top of that. 5, 10, 15, 20. So he lucks out, and he's going to be at 410. He's going to be right 10. Still a long way to go to get on up and down for a par. Okay, Tony Finau. Let's see where he's at on the line. 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3 down. He's right in line. So he can actually go after that pin, and he's going to. But he is 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. He's 180 yards from the pin. His irons are a 2. Which means I think he should use an 8 iron. If he uses a knockdown, and if he uses an 8 iron, that should hopefully get him close. And I think what we're going to do is we're not going to go after the pin. We're going to aim here. I want to stay, he's already given up a stroke. Let's see if we can just get him on the green so we can putt. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use an 8 iron and just try to get him up there. Aim right down the center line. A 65 is a 3 for him. That's going to go 160, 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 55, 60. We were aiming here. He goes left 5, which puts him in the sand. We still hit it. So he's going to be 30, 35, 40, 45. He's 4, 45. And he's left. He's 0. And he's in the sand. Okay, now we've got Shane Lowry up. So Lowry needs to try to, he can go and attack that pin as well. Now let's see. If we move him 1, 2, 3 and back, that's going to put him at 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60 yards out. And a 60-yard approach coming out of the fairway for him. He really needs it, so he's going after that pin. And so his approach is a 61. That's a 4. A 4 is a -5, left 5. So he's going to be -5, left 5, and he's in the sand. Not turning out very well for either one of these. 50, 55, 60. He's 4, 60, and his left 10. So Tony Finau first. Let's check. What's our sand trap looking like for lies? Finau has a 35. He's a normal lie. Lowry, 41. He's got a normal lie. So we have normal sand trap shots coming to approach. Who's furthest from the hole? Looks like Tony Finau is. 5, 10, 15, 20. And so he's on the line. We're going to let him go after it. So he's 20 yards out on his approach out of the sand. He does have 1 sand rating. We're going to use it. And that'll allow him to shoot as if he's coming out of the fairway. A 24 is a 3. That's going to put him 3 feet from the cup. Now we got Lowry. He's just diagonally 20 feet away, but he's in the sand. He does not have any sand ability. So here we go we have to aim for the center line. So he's going to be aiming here. So that's going to be a 10-yarder out of the sand. A 52 is a 10 for Lowry. A 10 out of the sand puts him at 7 feet. So Lowry's got a 7-foot putt. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is for bogey. He's got to go after it. A 31 is a 22. And he makes it for bogey. 1 putt, just barely sinks in. So he's now even on the day. Or excuse me, he's 2 over on the day. 6 over for the tournament. Finau, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 3-footer for bogey. A 21 is a 21. And that's it. 1 putt for bogey. So he is now 3 under on the day, 5 under on the tournament. And now he's only got a 4-stroke lead, or excuse me, a 1-stroke lead over Fitzpatrick and Morikawa. And that is going to bring us to hole number 8. Hole number 8 is a par 5. And I forgot to use crosswinds. Told you I'm bad at that, remembering. We have no wind effect on this hole. Looks like Schauffele gets the honors. And the widest part of the fairway's here. So what can we hit that's going to put him in that 2 to 225 range when it's all said and done? We need to avoid being in the trees or being behind this tree. We need to be somewhere back here where we can get a shot. And so Schauffele's a 3 on his woods. His 2-iron is going to take him out to here, and then you're still going to be talking 20 to 40 yards of roll. You could get in trouble here. So I think he's going to go down and just use a 4-iron. And a 4-iron for Schauffele should go about 200. And you'll end up with about 30 yards of roll. He'll have plenty of room to work either way. And so I think we're going to go right down the center line. So he hits a 55, which is a 2. So that's going to go 210. He's going to go right 5. And he's going to get 10 a roll, plus we get another 20, so he's going to get 30 yards a roll. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So he's sitting at 240, right 5, and that's a fairway hit. Now we got Paul Casey. And he's a 4 rated on his woods. 215. I think he's going to go and use a 4 iron as well. We're just trying to get something playing safe. Now 53 for him is a 7, which will be 180 yards. It's going to bounce left 5. He's getting 10 a roll plus 20 for the hard, so he's going to get 30 a roll, 25, 30, so he's at 210, left 5, and he's got a fairway hit. Okay, so Casey is out. He gets to go first, and he looks like he, based on this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, yeah, he's pretty much right in line going down this little bit of a curve here. There's a little bit of dog leg. So we're going to go right down that center line. Now, how far can he hit his 3 wood? He can hit his 3 wood as a 4. He can get a 250. So it's going to be 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75, 2, 25, 50. He can hit it out here. But you can potentially have a mess. So I think 20 yards back would be his 5 wood. 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75, 2, 2. He'd hit that about here. And maybe not quite as bad, 30, 35 yards. He could still have a bad one and have some trouble, but I think what we'll do is he likes to go to the left, and he's 9 over. It ain't gonna matter for him. He's not making the cut. He's just gonna take his 5 wood and let it rip. So he rolls a 62, which is a 4, which is right on his number. And so he is going to hit that thing 230, 25, 50, 75, 1, 25, 50, 75, 2, 225, 230. He's going to go right 10. He can cut her in half. He'll just take 5. And he's got 10 a roll, plus 20 is 30 a roll. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's sitting right there in pretty darn good shape. He's going to be at 470 right 5. And this is a par 5, so he's got a chance to put her on, get a green regulation. Now we got Schauffele. So he's going to be over a little bit. He's going to be just off. So we're going to move him back to call it center line. And it's going to be about the same thing we need. We're going to use, he's 3 under. He's only 2 back of the leader. And I don't think I want him hitting a 5 wood. I think what I want for him to do is to hit his 2 iron. No, he hits a little further. 2 iron, that'd be 220 versus 2, yeah. I think he's gonna hit a 2 iron. And so we roll for Schauffele. A 64 on his woods is a 4. So that's going to go 215, 25, 50, 5, 1, 25, 50, 75, 2, 210, 215. She's going to kick right 5. And then we can roll a 20, plus 20 is 40 yards. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And so it's going to be right there. So he's going to be at 490 and right 10. So we'll get him moved around right there. Okay, so now that's going to bring up Paul Casey. He is on this side of the line, so he can actually attack that pin, which he's going to. He needs. Oh, wait, here's 6 right there. He's on the wrong side. So he's got to go to the center line. And he is 25, there's 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. He's 100 yards from pin number 6. And so he's gonna go with his approach, 100-yard approach. He's gonna have to go stay on the center line, be just. So if he's gonna be aiming for this point right here, just to the left, a 43 is a 4 on his approach, which is +5, right 5. So he aimed for here, he went +5, he went right 5. So he's actually right here, 1 spot past. That's 15 feet minus an 8. He is 7 feet from the cup. And that's a green in regulation for him. All right, now we got Casey. He's on the same side. So what do we got for yardage? That's 25, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. 80-yard approach from the fairway. And here again, he's going to be aiming right on that spot, just to the left of that cup. A 31 is a 3. And he is right on with no movement left or right. So he is going to be 15 feet minus a 3. He's 12 feet away. And a green in regulation. So we have both players on with birdie putts. Schauffele is 12 feet away. And this is a birdie putt. He's going to go for it. 12-footer for birdie. You got to give it a try. A 42 is a 23. It ain't going in. 23. 2 feet past the cup. To be honest, I'd have been a tap in if he played safe. Can you make your 2-footer for par? 61 is 17. That's, yes, 2 putts for par. 2 under on the day, 3 under on the tournament. And now we got Paul Casey, 7-footer for birdie, and he's going for it. A 56 is a 24. And he puts it a foot past the cup. It would have been a tap-in if he'd have played safe, so it wouldn't matter. Can he make the 1-footer for par? A 54 is a 32. Who just barely drops around. And so he gets a par. So he's even on the day, +9 on the tournament. And so that's 2 holes from day 2. Thank you for following along. If you like what you see, please hit like or subscribe. If you have any comments, I'd appreciate seeing what people are thinking. Then once again, thank you for joining Double G Sports Replays. Have a good day.